Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. I'm Josh Parker, your host for today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below. Leave us a comment about what you want to hear about with today's market, things to do around town, whatever it is. Leave us a note. I'll make sure to reply to you. But today's topic, I think, is one that we are seeing absolutely everywhere. It is one of the most searched phrases out there on the interwebs, and that is the housing market going to crash? I think so many people are worried about a crash happening, or is it going to happen? And I'm here today to tell you I don't believe it is. I'll give you some examples of why I don't think it is. So let's jump into it, but let's talk first about the 2008 housing market crash. Why did it happen? Well, there's a couple factors. The one factor is there was an abundance of inventory. New home construction was booming. They had so much backed up inventory that wasn't being bought. And then on top of that, the biggest factor is financing. What was the financing back in 2008? Well, if you don't remember, there was this wonderful thing called adjustable rate mortgage. Of course, it wasn't wonderful at all, because what did it do? It caused that crash for a majority of it, simply by the fact that it allowed everybody that wanted to buy a home, and a big home, to be able to afford it for the first few years. After that first few years, what did it do? Well, guess what? It doubled or tripled the house payment. Well, of course, when you're told that you can afford $2,000 a month and it jumps to $4,000, $6,000, what happens? Now you can't afford it. So guess what? Bank's coming back to take it. And that's exactly what happened in 2008. So take it to 2020, 2021, and we're in a different scenario. We're in a different place. Demand drove pricing up. Demand drove people wanting to get out there and make multiple offers on homes. And that demand was caused by COVID. And so COVID caused this big influx of people that wanted to get more space, whether they were renting, whether they were in a first home and they've outgrown it, or maybe they just needed that extra space. They wanted an in-home office. They wanted an extra room that mom or dad could work out of while the kids did school in the other room. And so you had this huge, huge influx of people all of a sudden wanting to get into a new home, wanting to get into a spot that they weren't feeling stuck like they actually were. Everybody was stuck in home at the house. And so when you look at 2008 and 2021, that's the major difference that we saw. Financing, inventory. Of course, at one point this last year, we were down to under half a month of inventory, which is an all-time low, but that demand is there. Now, on the other side of that, new home construction. They didn't have near the inventory that they did. Now, they had the space and they were starting to build, but then you threw in this lumber issue that jacked up prices and threw everything else for a loop. And so we're starting to see it stabilize. But the main cause of everything is the demand. It wasn't like that in 2008 as much as it is today. Second thing, financing. Back then, adjustable rate mortgages did terrible things for the housing industry. Today, you have to be qualified for what you can buy. They're not doing adjustable rate mortgages. They do them on occasion, but you don't see it. Most of the time it is 30-year fixed note. And on top of that, interest rates are super low. They've never been this low in the real estate market. You know, my folks bought a house and it was 10, 12, 13%. Of course, home prices were cheaper, but we're down in the twos, low threes right now. And so, once again, you have high demand, low interest rates, and people wanting to get into a home. They're cooped up day in, day out because of COVID. And so it's forced people to go, I'm in a too small of a space. I need something bigger. I need something now. And so we saw that. We saw people just go crazy wanting to get a home, and that's why we were seeing 20, 30, 40 offers. Now, has the market leveled out? Absolutely it has. It's slowed down. We have more inventory. Home prices are still up, but we're starting to get some more inventory, and things have slowed down because of leveling off with the COVID stuff. Everybody was able to get out for a while, and they got out and they went and traveled. School starting up. It made things slow down for that. But we're about to get back into that swing of things, if you will, and homes will start moving again. And they're still moving out there. If they're priced right, they're still moving out there. Especially anything from $2 to $350. They're flying. You're still seeing a couple multiple offers on those, but not like we were 3-4 months ago, where everything was gone in a matter of days, sometimes hours. Had 1 or 2 listings that were gone in the first 4 hours because somebody came in and just blew it away. We're not seeing that near as much anymore. So those 2 reasons alone, I don't think we're going to see a massive explosion in this housing market. I don't think we're going to see the bubble burst. Now, we are overdue for a recession. We're overdue for a slowdown. But I don't think it's going to be catastrophic like it was in 2008. So, if you've taken anything away from this, great. If you hated it, let me know. I got thick skin. But we'll see you soon. Have a great day.